What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pass Interference, your casual fan commentary for all your sports needs. I'm RJ Bam. I'm joined always by Alex Leffler. And yeah, man, let's get this shit started. You see that storm that was here last night?
Oh, dude, it was crazy. I was like, what's going on outside? Sitting up there gaming. It's the first time it's done that since I moved up here.
Yeah, well, I've seen maybe a handful of storms. Like, nothing like that, though. That maybe one other time I've seen that, but, like, we don't get lightning storms up here.
Yeah. It was definitely nuts.
Yeah, it was wild. And it was, like, pouring rain and then, yeah, lightning and thunder for a long time. But
I was hoping the power wouldn't go out. You know, playing online games, can't have my record being trash.
Yeah, I thought about that. I was like, oh, I really hope the internet doesn't go out. I don't want the Wi-Fi to cut out.
Yeah.
That's about it. Other than that, I plugged everything in, but then I was like, oh, it's not even going to matter if the Wi-Fi goes out. But, dude, there's a lot of shit that happened in the NFL lately. Today's week 1. We had the first game of the season.
Do you really call that a game?
Yeah, it was trash. That was so terrible. The offense was not the name of the game.
No, I think each team had less than 250 or around the 250 yard.
Yeah, that game was so terrible. No one's played football in like 7 months, and it showed.
Yeah.
No one's hit anybody in a while. I think Trubisky overthrew like 80% of his passes. And he's on your team.
I have him on my fantasy team.
And then
so bad.
Aaron Rodgers underthrew like the whole game pretty much.
Except for the one.
Except for like second quarter.
Except for the touchdown pass.
Yeah.
Jimmy Graham going up.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. They're actually using Jimmy Graham, and then that stopped immediately after the second quarter. That stopped. And yeah, that was it. It was just like a defensive game, pretty much. And mostly because offense couldn't get anything going.
Khalil Mack didn't get a sack, though.
Mm-hmm.
But his teammates did.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's kind of good, though. It's like the threat of Khalil, like, kind of
opens everybody else up.
Yeah.
They still got a good pass rush outside Khalil, too.
Yeah. Yeah. Bears have a solid defense.
Yeah.
I think Allen Robinson got like a quiet 120.
He had a lot of targets, though.
Yeah.
It was
like 8 or 9 targets.
Yeah,
or something like that.
they started doubling him.
Yeah. Did they really?
Yeah. The first quarter, he was kind of going off. Like, he was, like, I think 6 targets, 4 receiving yard, 4 receptions. But they started doubling him, and then, like, his targets went way up, but his catches were staying roughly low.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, that game was garbage. I'm expecting, like, I think maybe like 2-3 weeks in, everything kind of get back into like normal form. I'm hoping not all the teams are going to be like this. No. But I mean, it's
last year.
That was a horrible game to open up with.
Yeah, last year though, that Rams-Chief game was towards the beginning of the year, wasn't it? Or was it like mid-season?
The high scoring one?
Yeah.
I thought that was like towards the end, wasn't it? Was it
maybe it was mid-season then.
Yeah.
I thought it was at the beginning.
They should have opened with that game. Is Aaron Rodgers still the same quarterback that he was back then? That he was 3-4 years ago?
No.
You don't think so?
No.
That's what I said.
No.
I think he's a good quarterback.
He's a good quarterback. No, like, don't get me wrong. He's getting older. He's coming off injuries. He's hurt every year. His attitude with the GM and with the Packers organization hasn't been the greatest. So, you know, is he putting in all the work he can? Like,
yeah.
Is he going the extra mile that he used to go now because he's the organization riff?
Yeah. He also lost a bunch of his targets.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, like the weapons. The Packers are known for drafting people and making them come up rather than paying free agents. Like, it was weird to see Adrian Amos go to the Packers because typically they don't bring in free agents. They grow their own guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which, for the NFL team, that's kind of out of the ordinary.
Yeah. And then Danny was saying something interesting. He was saying that Aaron Rodgers is that guy that, like, he has good relationships with people in the media, so they hype him up.
Yeah.
And so Well, also the biggest thing with Aaron Rodgers is that like if for me, I'm like if your nickname is the Hail Mary King, that's not a good thing. That means you're just throwing it up and hoping for a 50-50 grab off like a deep ball. Like granted, like it worked like 2-3 at times versus everybody else, which worked 0 or whatever. But like, it's not what I want my quarterback to be known as.
Yeah. Here's the other thing though that you got to take into account is like Aaron Rodgers has done really well with the receivers he's been given. If you think about the receivers who have left Green Bay or Green Bay didn't want to pay, Donald Driver, Greg Jennings, like all these guys that Aaron Rodgers threw to and performed well were like fantasy, good fantasy receivers. After they left, they were terrible.
Yeah.
They didn't get 1,000 yards. I don't even think most of them cracked 800.
Yeah.
So is Aaron Rodgers that quarterback that he's making those receivers look good, or is that just the offense the Packers run?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you could say the same thing about like Brady and a bunch of people. You'll have like
Deion Branch, for example.
Branch came here.
Deion Branch got paid by Seattle.
Yeah.
And then
trash. Went back and had Pro Bowl numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of players fit well in a certain system,
yeah.
and given opportunities, they'll succeed. But I think Aaron Rodgers is still a good quarterback.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
He's not the top list anymore.
Yeah, I wouldn't put him on there.
Yeah.
But just last year after the last Super Bowl over the summer, I think it was last year, they had like a poll go out on Twitter, and it was like, it's the final drive. You're down. You need this touchdown. Who do you want as your quarterback? Do you want Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady? And it was like majority said Aaron Rodgers.
Because of the Hail Mary. Because of the fancy looking one play.
Yeah, it could be that. Yeah, it could be that.
Yeah,
which is
because
terrible.
he did it like 3 times one year. He did it against the Lions, just chucked it up.
Yeah, he did it against Seattle.
Yeah.
But also, you got the guy that's done it in Super Bowl every year almost. He did it against Atlanta. Like, you had the guy who has 6 rings. You're not going to pick that guy.
Here's
the proven guy. You're not going to choose the proven guy. You're going to choose the other guy.
Do you think Tom Brady has a good season?
In Green Bay?
No.
Oh.
Tom Brady, since we're talking about Brady now.
Yeah.
Brady, what do you think his numbers are going to look like at the end of the year with Antonio Brown, Josh Gordon, Julian
He has
Edelman?
He has the best weapons out there.
They're all the same guy. I mean, Josh Gordon, you don't know.
Yeah.
He hasn't played football in, 3 years? He's
a
stud.
he played last year a little bit.
He's a stud when he plays.
Yeah, if he can stop smoking weed, but right before the
I think he's a good kid,
test.
man. I think he's a good kid.
I think he's a great receiver.
I think it's just
people forget how big Josh Gordon is. He's a big receiver.
Yeah. 6'2".
Yeah.
I think they need to let the players smoke marijuana.
Oh yeah, that's dumb. The fact that you get like marijuana. First of all, it's legal anyway.
But you have them taking pain pills and getting addiction problems and shit like that, and let them smoke.
Yeah, it's idiotic.
There's healing properties in THC and everything like that. Like.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they're way behind with that kind of shit.
Yeah, well, and it'll help with concussions and CTE and all that stuff.
Even the UFC was like, yeah, you can smoke weed now.
Yeah, I mean, it's stupid not to.
Yeah. Yeah, it's archaic thinking. I don't know why it's still.
Yeah.
But so he's got what? Josh Gordon, Demaryius Thomas.
Demaryius isn't even gonna play.
You don't think he's gonna play?
No. I mean, maybe he might be where does he line up? Like, who lines up in the slot? Edelman or Brown? That's what's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, they'll probably switch. Mostly probably Edelman. That's his spot. Brown's usually been wide out all his career.
Gosh.
They put Juju in the slot, didn't they? When he was in.
Yeah, but Brown moves around a lot. He tries to get the better matchup and everything like that.
Yeah. But now that Brown's over there, like I was pumped up for having Edelman because Gronk was gone, and I was like, oh, he's gonna get fed a lot. But now that Antonio's over there, I'm like, oh man, his numbers might not be as good as I was hoping.
Edelman might get 70 catches this year if he plays the whole season.
Yeah, I mean, it's barring that he stays healthy.
Because there's one ball. Like, you can't feed everybody.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people to feed.
Yeah. I don't think Josh Gordon's going to get crazy numbers.
I don't think Antonio Brown will either, though.
Yeah. I still think Edelman's going to be
Tom Brady's favorite target.
Yeah. 100%. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But that AB saga has been crazy. From a year ago, causing rifts with Pittsburgh, ever since Juju came in, to like getting traded to Oakland, and then a whole list of fiasco that's happened over the last like 2 or 3 weeks, to finally being on the Patriots now. Like for a while, I was like, okay, AB has mental issues for sure. Like,
he does.
I'm like, he's bipolar? He got something going on. Like CTE's catching up early. Something's happening, and then I see him finally get released, and I was like, he's putting everything on social media. Like, he's putting the fines that he's getting on social media. He's putting the phone calls that he's with Gruden on social media. Yeah. He even put his like getting released, finding out about it, and like
running
celebrating.
Out the door. Yeah, I saw that.
I was like, holy shit, he's putting everything on social media. And then when I saw that he got signed, because at first I was like, who's signing this guy? Who's gonna sign him? I was like, Seattle's gonna sign him because they're stupid. Like, I know that. Like, and then and when he got signed by the Patriots, I was like, wait a minute.
Was that the move the whole time?
That was the move the whole fucking time. I know. Belichick was like, I guarantee you, Belichick was probably like, hey, just act crazy. We'll get you your money. And we have a system out here. Like,
how much did he get paid?
He can for Pats.
Yeah.
He can get up to 15 for a year.
So it is performance
guaranteed
based? 10. Okay, it's guaranteed 10,
yeah,
and then 5 for bonuses.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Which is what he was gonna get paid anyway. Like,
yeah, but he signed what, a 4-year, like one of the richest wide receiver deals in history.
Yeah.
And then to go do this, or no, that was Michael Thomas. What am I thinking?
Yeah, Michael Thomas got them. Yeah, he had the most until Julio. I think Julio just surpassed him. Or Julio got a 66 $3 million extension, 3-year 66 million extension. I think Julio has the highest
per year.
Yeah. And then who else just signed something? Goff just got the highest like guaranteed extension.
Till the Cowboys are dumb and give Dak 40.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Well, here's
Jerry Jones. Don't do it.
Now that Zeke got paid, it's if you look at Dak's numbers when Zeke's back there, they're good. So it's like now you have like paying Zeke or guaranteeing Dak to get paid.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I think Jerry Jones actually, when Zeke signed his contract, I was actually thrilled because that means that they can only sign either Cooper or Dak for the money they want.
Yeah.
Because they also signed the right tackle Lyle Collins to a 5-year, $50 million extension. You know, it's nice to know that Jerry Jones is taking care of the guys that are
been there.
Well, the second round picks.
Yeah.
The second, like Lyle Collins, he was a first round pick coming out of college. Video gets released. He doesn't get drafted. He chooses to go to the Cowboys. So then he gets rewarded with the early extension.
Yeah.
I mean, not early, but right on time extension. But
yeah.
He lost a lot of money because he wasn't drafted in the first round.
Yeah.
So it's nice to know that he took care of him and Jalen Smith. So we got those two guys. But NFL cap is weird, man. Like these guys, like you see how much these guys make per year, but they don't. You don't know what their performance bonuses are. And
right.
Stuff
Yeah.
like
and
that.
You, like the guarantees are weird and stuff.
Yeah. So it's. I wish the players would bargain for like, hey, whatever my contract says I make, that's what I make. There's no bonus.
Yeah, that's the weird thing. That's why NBA has better like contracts because you have your guarantee no matter what.
Yeah, baseball. But like for a football fan looking at hey, we just signed a guy for this. Well, like, dude, you might get. They can be cut after 2 years. The guarantees up.
NFL does that though because like they market organizations and teams. They don't market the players. They have the players on the field with helmets on. No one even knows what they look like. That's why Odell's taking his helmet off every single time he comes off the field. He dyes his hair blonde. I mean, he cut it off this year, but like, you know, he's like trying to stand out to make sure he gets seen on camera every single time.
Same with Zeke.
Zeke's wearing his like crop tops and stuff. Like, That's why AB dyed his hair rainbow color and had a blonde mustache.
Blonde mustache.
When he had his blonde mustache, I was like, this guy's losing control. He's out of control.
And then you hear about all this other stuff that happens during the offseason.
Well, let's talk about that. Let's talk about exactly what he's done since he's been in Oakland. Gets traded to Oakland, has like a 4-year deal or something.
Yeah. Him and Juju going back and forth, like, dude, like, bro, I got all the respect for you. Juju releases his
old text.
Yeah, and then Antonio Brown doesn't
clown on.
Yeah, he's like, hey, look at you, like when you were in college, asking for help.
Yeah.
Like,
that was weird because he's like, you're already gone. You already left the team.
Antonio looked bad in that. Though.
Yeah, I'm like, well, you already got traded. You got what you wanted, and then now you're still going back and forth talking shit about Juju and talking shit about Ben.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, just let it go. Like, you're already gone. Like, what does it matter? So it's just him just like trying to get media hype or whatever, keep his name active. He's like, good press, bad press is all good press, is I think what he was kind of going for there. He's in Oakland. First thing that happens, he has like the cryo issues, freezes the bottom of his feet off so he can't practice or whatever.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, like a helmet fiasco, I think is the first thing that started coming up.
Yeah, which he was told earlier in the offseason, hey, you're not going to be able to wear, like when he first got to Oakland, hey, you're not going to be able to wear your helmet. Yeah. It's banned in the NFL now.
Yeah. He's known it for a while.
Yeah. So they start training camp up, and he comes back with his helmet resprayed, and they're like, bro, we told you, you can't wear that helmet. Oh, I'm not practicing. Leaves.
Right.
Gone. Misses 12 practices.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he could really practice anyway because of his feet. I think his feet are still touchy.
They're probably,
What happened after that?
After that, he got a helmet fine from Gruden. And it was like, I don't know, it was like $30,000, $40,000 or something like that. And he posted it on his social media about getting a fine.
Okay.
And that's when he gets called into the GM's office. And then him and the GM get... What's the GM's name over there?
Mike Mayock.
Yeah,
he used to be the draft analyst.
He was a nobody. He was a fucking nobody. How does he get a GM position?
Hey, get this. Michael Thomas, you know how he jumped in on the whole thing, Mike Mayock and stuff like that, about how stupid he is?
Yeah.
Because Mike Mayock ranked him the 6th wide receiver in his draft class.
Yeah.
Corey Coleman was drafted before him. Sterling Shepard. Like 3 other dudes that are just gone out of the NFL. Yeah. Not even on their teams.
Yeah.
Like Sterling Shepard's still on the Giants.
Him and Gruden must be like buddy or something.
Michael Thomas or Mayock? Mayock. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah. How else you get that position?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
But see, here's the thing, like, judging a college player is so hard to do. Because you don't know.
You don't know how they're going to...
You have to put them in the right scheme, the right fit, the right people around them in order to succeed.
Yeah. And, like, where you end up, like, what team you end up on and stuff like that is such a big factor of how well you're going to play.
Yeah. I mean, there's
certain players that are just going to thrive no matter what.
Yeah.
But it's, like, other players, like... Yeah. If you're a receiver or something like that, you're in a weird system that just doesn't fit you. I mean, you're not going to thrive.
Yeah.
But so he had the he gets called into the GM's office, gets into an argument with the GM, threatens to punch him, has to be held back, kicks some water bottles around, throws shit around. And then from there it was like he was threatening to retire. And he was just like, and then he gets a phone call from Gruden, I believe, and he was like, yo, you got to cut this shit out. Like, you got to be all in, all out. And then Gruden was like, yo, he posted this on his social media too, because he had a phone call with Gruden where Gruden was like, hey, you know, I think you're like one of the most misunderstood players in the NFL. Like, you know, we just need you to like cut this shit out and start just play football or whatever. And then they're like threatening to suspend him, and they'll take away his guarantee.
Yeah.
His, $40 mil guarantee or something like that, 30 mil guarantee.
It would make his... Nah, he was only guaranteed like 28.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah, so they would take away his... I think it was like 29.4, but like 30 mil. So when that happens, your contract... When they take away your guarantees, it means you've voided the contract, so they can put you on a performance-based contract.
Week to week, yeah.
Yeah, week to week. None of it's guaranteed anymore.
Right.
So that's why they're able to release him.
Yeah. So they threatened him with that, and he issues an apology. And then they're like, because they were like, yo, we're gonna suspend him. He's not playing week 1. And I was like, okay. And then he issues the apology, and then they go, okay, we're gonna play him now. And I was like, Oakland is the most trash organization. I was like, what are you doing? Like, first of all, you're not even gonna discipline the guy that like almost threatened to punch your GM in the face and is like making all this scene, and just like, oh, he said sorry, so he's good. And so then he comes back, and then he gets, so he's like, oh, they're like, okay, he's probably gonna play week 1, and then he gets a fine sent to him for
conduct
stuff for like $200K or something like that.
To the team.
And then it gets like nullifies his guarantee, and then he sends an email saying, yo, what the fuck is this? I'm not gonna play if it's week to week. Release me. And then they cut him. And then like 10 minutes later, he's signed to like the Patriots.
Who do you think looks bad? You said Oakland's a trash organization for all this. Like,
100%. There's
both of them look bad.
Oh no! It makes AB look bad. It just makes him look like he's psychotic, and no one should like pick him up or want to work with him. I'm just saying Oakland is the most trash organization. First of all, they got rid of Amari Cooper. They get rid of Khalil Mack. They gave up like a 3rd and 5th round pick for AB, and then got rid of him anyway.
Didn't even play it down.
Didn't even play a single.
Best Oakland Raider receiver. Never dropped a pass. Never fumbled the ball.
Yeah.
Like, gosh, what a look. God.
I think it was like 10 years ago. Same thing happened with Randy Moss almost. And then he went to the Patriots.
Dude, yeah. That turned out really bad. Didn't they go undefeated that season?
Yeah, he broke all his own passing records. Yeah. Or like receiving records.
Yeah. 26 touchdowns.
Yeah. I don't know what Oakland is doing. Oakland's trying to be the New York Knicks of football, is what it looks like.
And then you got the Dolphins. The Dolphins don't have a...
I think Dolphins are just trying to tank the season.
Yeah, but they haven't been good for a long time.
Yeah.
They traded away like some of their best people for nothing.
Yeah. I think they're looking at Tua.
Yeah, but you got to build a team. You got to start somewhere. They don't have the players to build a team.
I don't want Tua to go there because I like Tua.
Tua is going to get destroyed. Like, you're going to feed somebody without having an offensive line. You traded away your offensive line.
Yeah.
Like, gas mask, whatever, Laremy Tunsil.
Yeah.
But whoever goes there might be the next David Carr. Sorry, I almost said Derek Carr. David Carr. You know, David Carr, who knows what kind of quarterback he would have been.
Yeah.
But when you're consistently feeling the pressure and getting sacked every other play.
Yeah.
Like, your mind is going to go somewhere where it's going to be fucked.
Well, it's also weird because people look at you and they're like, oh, this guy's trash. And it's like, no, you got no protection.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't even see what I'm capable of because I have zero opportunity.
I don't have the time, and every time I do drop back, I'm worried about getting hit.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like, Tua's a big dude, but it's like, everyone's going to get injured at some point.
Yeah.
He already has, like, a high ankle sprain while he was out there in, like, his last season. He was wearing, like, a boot the whole goddamn season.
Did you watch any college football yesterday?
I did not, no.
No, I didn't either.
I think the UW game got delayed for the Lightning and stuff, so I didn't watch any. I usually catch up on college season, like
when the Heisman hype starts getting real.
Yeah, like a little bit later in.
Who's gonna win the Heisman?
There's too many games to watch. And then like
you have to be a serious fan.
You do, and like like I'm a big Alabama fan, but it's like I never watch any other games because they're just gonna demolish teams. Yeah. I'll catch them. I'll catch certain games.
Auburn game.
I'll catch an Auburn game, LSU game. I'll catch because LSU just beat.
They played Georgia. I don't know who they played.
No, maybe I'm thinking of somebody else. But I'll watch the LSU game, and I really want to see the Oklahoma game this year because Jalen Hurts transferred to Oklahoma and has been balling while he's over there. He's already got like 9-10 touchdowns in 2 games.
Yeah,
that's. And it looks like, and like I remember he released a little thing like a while back saying he wanted revenge on Alabama. Can't wait for that game. So I'm excited to see that and see how well they play.
Yeah.
And that big kid from Clemson, the big Trevor Lawrence.
He's a sophomore though, isn't
he? Yeah, he is. Yeah. He's young.
Yeah.
Even Tua, like I think
Tua's a sophomore or junior?
I think Tua's a junior.
So he could come out.
He could if he wanted to. This is Hurts' senior year, I think. Yeah, I would say. This is Hurts' senior year, Tua's junior year. Jake Fromm from Georgia, I think he's going to be a beast. I really like him as a quarterback.
Do you think we're going to see another small school kid get drafted in the first round? Because obviously you don't know, because they're like the smaller schools usually produce better quarterbacks.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, the bigger schools usually have better like O-line and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the SEC in general usually make better linemen. They're just bigger dudes. But yeah, small schools make good. That's true. I mean, there's a few other colleges out and about.
No, it's funny.
OSU.
You look at the NFL and you see all these guys, and you see like the offensive linemen usually come from like a Wisconsin. Like Wisconsin just churns out these offensive linemen, defensive linemen.
Yeah.
J.J. Watt.
Yeah.
Certain positions go to certain schools. Michigan used to be receivers and corners.
Yeah.
Defensive people. Yeah. Miami just turned everybody.
Yeah, the U.
Yeah.
They got they have that one quarterback. Did you ever watch that QB1 on Netflix?
No.
It was like you follow these high school kids like in their senior year. They were like the number 1, 2, 3 ranked kids in high school. And like Jake Fromm was one of them, and he went to Georgia. The kid that's at the Miami right now, I'm blanking on his name. He went to OSU, and then he's kind of like all right there, and then he transferred to Miami to get the QB1 position, because like he was at OSU his freshman year, and then another kid that was on QB1 the second season ended up going to OSU, taking his spot, and then he transferred to Miami. But he was like this white kid who's like he plays like Menzel.
Okay.
He's just like a run first quarterback. Like he literally I hated watching him play in watching the show, because it's like every play it's just hike the ball and he's like already sprinting. I'm like, dude, if you're like a dual threat, like I hate dual threat quarterbacks when they say that, because it's like, no, you're a run first quarterback. I hate that shit. I'm like, you're gonna get injured. Like the game is so much faster once you get to the NFL. Like you're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like. And, like, you haven't perfected, like, sitting in the pocket or, like, your throws. Like, most of your throws are just lobs.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the Ravens are probably going to run a read option.
Yeah.
Like, decide to hand it off or, like, have routes.
Yeah.
Depending on what the defense shows. And then Jackson can take it himself, too.
Yeah. But his passing is garbage.
I think it should improve.
I hope it does. Like, he needs it to improve.
Yeah.
But who else they got out there?
I mean, you look at Vic when Vic first came in the league.
Vic is a cheat code, though.
He was, but his passing wasn't there. And then when he went to jail, like after all that, like he comes back and like you see the like how did he grow when he went through all this as a passer?
Yeah. And he also had like one of the quickest releases.
Yeah.
And
he had a strong arm too.
Very strong arm, especially for a lefty.
Yeah.
But. I think there's like injury. I don't even know if everyone's even playing. I don't think is Julio even playing week 1. I heard he's out.
Yeah, he's out.
I know Odell has a hip injury, but I don't know if he's gonna play or not. I think he is planning on playing.
Is Gurley playing?
They said Gurley's playing, but I know he's injured too.
And not limited snap count.
Yeah, so they said no limits on him week 1.
Yeah, but see, they're gonna limit him.
They
say no limit, but they're gonna cut his workload.
That's why I didn't want him. That's why I didn't want him. I didn't want certain people that were prone to injury.
I should have drafted Zeke with my first pick. He signed the day after our draft.
You didn't think he was gonna sign?
Yeah, no, I knew he was gonna sign, but I thought he would at least miss a couple weeks.
Melvin Gordon's still holding out, I think.
I think Melvin. Oh, dude, he needs to play. He needs to.
We go. That's so funny. That's so trash. Why the fuck would you build a camera that only records for 30 minutes at a time? What were you gonna ask?
Who are you looking to do well this week 1? You got anybody?
Any position, or what do you mean?
Who do you? Yeah, no. Let's do a top 5 or sleeper pick for every position, or who do you think's gonna have the highest points fantasy wise? We'll do a little contest.
Okay. God, I need to look at the matchups.
Yeah.
But
maybe we start that next week.
We should probably do a little bit more research.
Yeah. No.
Or at least look at who's playing who. But I can look that up on my phone right now. I guess I'll pull up my fantasy. I'm expecting certain players to have good games no matter who they're playing.
Michael Thomas.
Like Michael Thomas is a high percentage receiver.
Is DeAndre Hopkins hurt?
I don't think so. I always expect Kansas City to have a good. I expect.
Pretty much their whole offense.
Yeah, pretty much everyone on that.
Somebody
team.
on their offense is gonna go off.
Yeah.
Just depends who.
Let's see, where are the... I guess it doesn't show mine. I was hoping this is going to show the games. I guess I'll just go on mine. I think...
Is he playing week 1?
He should. Yeah. I think... I don't know. I think Rams receivers are gonna have great weeks. I think Chiefs receivers are probably gonna have good weeks. I want to see how well Arizona does. Okay, Chiefs are playing the Jaguars. Everybody on the Chiefs is scoring a touchdown.
No. So you're discounting Jalen Ramsey.
They're not gonna. You know what's funny? They're not gonna. Whoever he's guarding, they're not gonna throw to that guy. He rarely gets thrown to.
But see, here's the thing: if he's guarding Tyreek's
not going to outrun him.
Yeah.
So if he covered, he didn't do so good covering Tyreek last year.
Do you think they put him on Travis Kelce?
Yeah, probably. I would.
I mean, that eliminates the tight end, right?
Yeah.
And that's probably the safety net.
Yeah. Rams are playing that's already done. Oh, this is preseason. What am I talking about? Week 1. I was looking at okay, it's not even... Hold on. Packers, Bears, that's done. Okay, yeah. Chiefs, Jaguars. Falcons, Vikings. Who's on... Julio's not even playing.
You still got Sanu and Gabriel. I think Taylor Gabriel?
Yeah.
Maybe he's on the Bears.
Titans, Browns.
Okay. That's... Titans are run heavy, aren't they?
Yeah. They're more, yeah. And Browns. How's their D?
The Titans?
Yeah.
Kevin Byard. It's about the only person.
Yeah. We'll see how well the Browns mesh together. This would be kind of nice, a nice little middle of the road test.
I think a lot of people want to watch the Browns this year.
Yeah.
Or the first game, see how they perform.
Yeah.
The defense, I would look.
People forget how stacked that defense is.
I want to see how they perform though.
Yeah. That's the biggest issue with the Browns. On paper, they look great.
Yeah.
Until these last few pickups, I was like, yo, the Browns are looking nice, and then now I'm like, yo, the Patriots are looking nice. But the Browns, it looks like they got everything covered all across the board on the Browns.
You know where the Patriots are weak this year, though, right?
Where?
The offensive line.
Yeah.
Right before, after week 4 of the preseason, they traded for 3 offensive linemen.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see how. There we go. Interesting.
Oh. You love that word.
I know. I'm trying not to say it.
I do want to see how well the Browns do this year. He's got a lot of targets to throw to.
Yeah.
Baker's kind of... I see Baker as like a white Russell Wilson.
Baker... I don't think he's going to have a good season.
You don't think so?
Well, he'll have good numbers, passing yards wise.
Yeah.
Touchdowns. But I think his interceptions are going to be pretty high. 15, 16.
Oh, you think he's going to be like a Stafford? Just either throwing touchdowns or throwing interceptions?
Usually a lot of people are the first year. It's very rare you get a quarterback who comes in and only throws 8 picks.
Yeah. Bills Jets. How well is Le'Veon going to do?
Yeah, but they don't. Who's the receivers?
For the Bills? For the Jets?
Yeah, Robbie Anderson.
Yeah.
Inua.
They got Darnold, right? That's their quarterback?
Yeah.
Who's the Bills quarterback?
Josh Allen. JA-17.
Those are teams that you never think about. You know what I mean? They never come up in my mind as like, oh yeah, they're gonna be.
Because they play in Tom Brady's division.
And yeah, that's
like.
Yeah. But it's like every team from Florida is garbage. Maybe the Bucks might be decent this year. Everybody else is trash.
They got Winston at quarterback.
Oh yeah, so there's 3 teams eliminated right away.
What do you mean, Nick Foles, Jaguars?
Yeah.
It's not playoffs.
Yeah.
He'll be terrible. Yeah, those teams. Buffalo hasn't been good in years. The Jets, the Browns used to be in that conversation.
The Jets are the new Browns.
Nah, I think it's the Dolphins.
The Dolphins might be the yeah. There's any team from Florida and then
and pretty soon the Raiders.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing. They're just they're just trying to lose now.
Yeah.
Ravens Dolphins. Ravens D.
Earl Thomas.
Yeah. Ravens always have good D. Redskins Eagles. I'm excited to see the Eagles play this year.
Yeah, Carson Wentz got paid. Let's see if he gets hurt again.
Oh, here's a good game. Rams Panthers. It could be fun.
Cam Newton.
Yeah.
Jared Goff.
So he got that big. He has the biggest guarantee in the NFL now. You like him as a quarterback? Are you excited?
I think he has a lot of room to grow still.
Yeah.
His floor. His first year, he was really bad. Last year was pretty decent.
Mm-hmm. He's surrounded by so many good people though.
Yeah, his coach and the receivers.
You have Gurley. He has a good something to fall back on.
Yeah, I think he can be a lot better. So it'll be interesting to see how he pans out.
How are the Colts going to do this year? They got the Chargers.
The Colts are going to be bad.
Did they just completely drop off the map?
I don't trust Brisket.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have. I didn't. Yeah. Brisket. I think is that food? I didn't want to pick up anybody from the Colts this year. At all.
I avoided everybody on offense.
Yeah, you avoided everybody from the Cowboys too.
I did draft Pollard though, thinking that I could start this guy for a couple weeks while Zeke gets back into form.
Little did you know.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of drafting Cowboys for my fantasy team.
Yeah.
Because I just want to sit there and watch the game. I don't have to worry about fantasy.
I got Dak.
Yeah.
I got two good dual threat quarterbacks. So.
You got Dak and who's
Watson.
the other one? Okay. Watson. He might be a breakout.
Dude, I think he's gonna have a
comeback.
I think he's gonna have a really good year this year.
Yeah. He got hurt again last year, didn't he?
I think he did.
Mid-season?
Yeah. But I think he's going to... you got the best receiver to throw to. And he can run. I think he'll be... He's probably my sleeper pick for
QBs. Or comeback.
Yeah.
Bounce back season.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's definitely a good quarterback.
Bengals, Seahawks. The Red Rifle.
Bengals are going to be bad. AJ Green, always stay hurt.
Is he even playing? Didn't he re-tear something?
They said he was out 6 to 8 weeks, but then they said, the other day, they said that he's, fine again already. I'm like, whoa, it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. You think...
they're running... I don't even know who the running backs are anymore. Did Hill leave?
I don't know. I haven't paid.
Yeah. Giovanni still there? Bernard?
Oh, yeah, I think he is. I think Bernard's still there.
Yeah, Cincinnati's one of those teams where, like, I don't know anybody who's on their defense or offense other than, like, Andy Dalton and A.J. Green.
Yeah.
I couldn't name the tight end for you.
Yeah. Me neither. Then you got the Seahawks. They're building their D up. I still can't believe they got Jadeveon Clowney.
For cheap.
For super cheap. Literally, like, Texans were like, first offer? Yeah, we'll take it.
And the Texans are paying part of that.
Yeah. Like, I don't know what they were doing. They should have just let him sit. Wait to hear a couple.
I think they're like, well, we don't want a locker room problem, so here you go.
But at least, like, I don't know, like, wait till more offers come in.
Well, they were going to trade him to the Dolphins, but he's like, I ain't going to Miami.
I wouldn't want to go there either. Yeah, he ended up in a good spot. He's got a good defensive-minded team. Your Cowboys are playing the Giants.
Yep, Sunday night, right?
The Giants are going to be trash this year, aren't they? Other than maybe the running game.
Hey, Daniel Jones looked really good in the preseason.
Would he play like 6 snaps? Like, what?
No, he would. He had a game where he had like 14 completions.
Really?
Yeah.
Against everybody else's third strings?
The Giants they have Saquon.
Yeah, they do. And I'm happy he's a big 230-pound dude that can take hits because he's going to be getting hit a lot this season.
Do you think this Cowboys stack the box?
I would. That's all they... You know what I mean? Like, what else are they going to do? You're going to rely on Eli throwing the ball? Like, yeah, I'll take that all day. Let him throw it.
Yeah. He does have a tight end. I think Ingram is really good. And then Shepard. But Shepard always gets hurt too.
Yeah. I'll put my money on Eli throwing the ball any day of the week. I don't want Saquon, like, getting through. If I'm, whoever they're playing.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a cool matchup. You see Saquon Zeke right off the bat.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think Zeke will probably have the better game.
Who do you think is going to be the leading rusher this year?
Ooh.
You kind of have to go with Zeke, right?
Yeah. Like, I want to say Saquon just because he's going to get fed so much, but it's like, how much can you... I like his odds because he's going to get so many touches, but, like, how much can you produce when you got nothing in front of you?
I think that he'll have more total yardage than Zeke.
Yeah.
Because he's going to catch a lot more passes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Zeke wins the rushing title this year again.
Yeah.
It'd be technically his 4th.
Yeah, he does it every year pretty much.
That second season, he was suspended 4 games and he barely wasn't the rushing champ. So.
Bucks Niners.
Jimmy G.
Winston and Garoppolo. How do you like Garoppolo? I told Freeble, because his league that he has, you can pick 4 people.
Yeah, did you end up joining that?
No.
No.
But like you're like the 4th tier teams or whatever.
Yeah, you can choose 4 of them.
You can
or 3 of them.
I don't know how many. Yeah. But like his pick was Oakland, and I was like, no, I told him to go with San Francisco.
That's a pretty smart pick.
This was before AB even got traded.
Yeah, but like a lot of people are high on Jimmy G, and like from what I've heard, like during training camp and practice, like he was throwing picks left and right to his defense.
Really?
Yeah. So.
Dude, the Niners paid out the ass for him too.
A lot. They
paid him like I think it was like 125, 130, something like that.
Yeah.
It like off of he didn't even play, and they paid him that.
It was because when they traded for him, it was like that mid-season point or whatever, and then
he tore his ACL.
He didn't play that much. Like he didn't play the first couple weeks he was there, and then he started the next 6 games and won all 6 of them. So then after the season ended, they paid him the contract, and then during preseason or beginning of the year last year, he gets hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was game 1 he tore his ACL.
Yeah. So it's a very limited sample size.
Yeah.
And even when he was in New England, like he had that good season when Tom Brady was suspended or played pretty well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Well, that's what I was like. That's what they're basing that off. Is like when
it's a limited sample size, bro.
Yeah.
Like think about it. Like everybody who's been Tom Brady's backup has had the opportunity or gotten paid because of it. The Colts quarterback now,
yeah.
People wanted Ryan Mallett.
Yeah.
It's not uncommon. Jimmy G was probably the longest tenured backup that he had.
Yeah.
Brian Hoyer even got paid after leaving New England.
That's true. Yeah. Cards Lions.
I want to see what the Lions do. I think they're going to be more of a run-heavy team this year.
Who's their running back?
Kerryon Johnson.
Oh yeah. I want to see the hype on Kyler Murray. I want to see him play. Because there's been so much hype on him, and then all of his teammates, I mean, it's probably biased, but they were like, yo, he lives up to the hype. And, he's still got fits out there. I want to see what he can do. I want to see how short he looks behind that O-line. That's what I want to see.
See how tiny he is?
Yeah, because there's already a couple of quarterbacks that have to, jump to throw the ball.
Quarterback sneak. He goes under the center.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
Legs.
Yeah. Is he really that short? He's listed at 5'11", which I don't. But it's like I think Rodgers is listed at 5'11". Brady's listed at 5'11".
No,
or not Brady, but Breeze.
Brady's like 6'3", 6'4".
Brady's taller.
Rodgers, I think is 6'1", 6'2".
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, but Murray. Like Drew Brees, Russell Wilson, I think those are the quarterbacks that are good, that are under 6 feet.
Yeah, like 5'10", 5'11".
Yeah. So, and they tower over him.
Wow. Yeah, that's weird that they would even yeah, I don't know. That's weird that they would even pick up somebody who's
that short.
Yeah.
I think it's the dual threat thing.
Yeah.
Like the ability and the escapability and then the arm power.
He does have an arm though, dude.
I was watching clips from when he was at Oklahoma and he rolls out and stuff like that. And I assume that they're going to use a lot of rollouts their thing or a lot of shotgun passing.
Yeah.
Just to give him more vantage to look over.
He's going to get called. You see he's going to get called for false starts if he just does that clap shit.
Really? Are you not allowed to?
They changed the rules. QBs aren't allowed to just dance back there no more.
Oh.
Rodgers got hit with a false start whenever he was trying to draw the defense offline.
What was he doing? Like that?
He was doing his leg thing and clapping.
What?
Yeah.
You can't go like that anymore?
No, you can point whatever you point whatever you want to, but when you're trying to call the hike, you can't just be dancing.
Lift up your leg.
He was lifting up his leg and then clapping a couple times, and he got called for a false start. So that's a new rule that they implemented this year.
That's stupid.
Because I think Rodgers is probably best at doing that, drawing the defense to a false start, or drawing defense offsides. And that's all Kyler does. Yeah, that clap system out there. But look at Oklahoma's last 3 QBs. You got Baker, you got Kyler, and then next year you're gonna have Jalen Hurts coming out.
Yeah. That's pretty crazy. I think Jalen Hurts is pretty big too, isn't he? Isn't he 6'3", 6'4"?
I don't think so. I thought he was a small quarterback.
I thought he was a bigger quarterback. That has the ability. Maybe I'm thinking Dwayne Haskins. Dwayne Haskins is
a big guy. I think he's 6'3".
Yeah, but he's more of a pocket passer.
And I like that.
Yeah. Daniel Jones or Dwayne Haskins. That's what I'm looking at this year. Who's going to have the better numbers? When they start.
It's funny. So many people gave the Giants shit for picking Daniel Jones
over Haskins.
Even though I didn't even know who Daniel Jones was. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, who? And I barely paid attention to Haskins as it was, but I don't think their numbers. I don't think you're gonna look at like their numbers and be like, see, Haskins is way better. I don't think that's gonna be the outcome this year.
I don't think they play. Is Haskins starting? Who's your quarterback right now? Alex Smith? But Smith is hurt?
Yeah, I think Haskins is playing.
Yeah, so Haskins is going to start out the gate?
I think so.
Interesting.
Dude, the Redskins are just trying to kill quarterbacks.
I think Daniel Jones is in the starting lineup by week 6.
I can see that. Yeah.
I mean, what's the benefit of having Eli back there? Give the young guy some reps.
Yeah.
Let him get comfortable.
Yeah. That's the only reason I keep Eli around.
They need to invest in receivers, though. They
do. Yeah.
Seems like every year.
Who's their best receiver right now?
Shit.
Yeah.
It seems like every year, though, their receivers are injured or, out.
Yeah.
I think if they want Daniel Jones to succeed, they need to invest in their offensive line. They have Saquon already.
Yeah,
and then
take pressure off them.
And then they need to get whatever kind of system you're trying to run for the Giants. Big receivers, slot receivers, speed guy, quick cuts, out routes, whatever. Try and find the receivers you need and make sure they're good.
Yeah, and coming from Duke, you have terrible receivers to throw to. So it's like if you can produce at Duke, you should be fine with decent receivers.
I think Duke was in the top 25 last year, and I've never seen Duke football that high.
It's trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
ACC doesn't have good football teams other than Clemson.
Yeah. Miami did used to be in the ACC. They moved out though, right?
Yeah, I think Miami's in SEC.
Yeah. Back in the day, they used to.
Yeah, I think back. Yeah. But yeah, who do you think is gonna have a standout year?
Wait, what time is the games? 10?
I think 10 is when it starts. Maybe 11.
Cool. Who do I think is gonna have a standout year? I think Dalvin Cook. I think if Dalvin Cook stays healthy, I think Minnesota feeds him the ball.
You think Gronk comes back?
No.
Not even by week 10.
My buddy, I got him to listen to last week's podcast, and he was like, "Bro, you guys are talking about the wrong thing. You guys need to talk about wrestling."
Wrestling?
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh my god!" And he's like, "You can say the Undertaker came out, led Texas out, stuff like that." And I was like, "Bro, nobody cares about wrestling." But he did tell me that Gronk has actually been practicing wrestling, and so he might be going to the WWE.
Really?
Yeah.
You do? Wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
You're going to get more injured in the WWE than you ever did.
I know. And I was like, they better put him on a limited duty type thing.
Yeah. I mean, he's made for WWE.
And he likes it. I think a lot of athletes, they actually watch wrestling and stuff like that.
I mean, a lot of people have transitioned over. Ronda Rousey transitioned over, and she's,
Bill Goldberg.
Yeah.
He used to be
that's right, yeah.
He used to be an NFL guy.
Even, what's his name?
The Big Show? No, the Big Show is a basketball guy.
The dude that also fights in the UFC every once in a while.
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
He used to play for the Vikings.
Yeah. Forgot about that. But yeah, the whole biggest thing about Gronk is that he's like, yo, I've been injured I'm always injured, and it's killing my mood.
Yeah.
And it's like, dude, you're going to be way more injured doing W. They are on the road 350 days out of the year.
Dude, I read an article that these guys have to drive. So they
they're not on a bus or whatever?
No, they have to find their way to the next city themselves.
That's whack.
And I'm like, bro, they'll sit there, wrestle a night, and then drive for 16 hours to get to another arena.
That's wild. That they don't just fly them or whatever.
I'm like, bro.
That's insane.
Yeah. So a lot of them invest in their own trailers. Obviously, it depends on how much you're getting paid.
Right, you are. Somebody showing up at an Uber.
Yeah. It's like, hey, get the motorhome ready and have a driver, I guess.
Wow, that's the one thing I could never do.
Yeah.
Just be on the road
They're on the road all year long.
All year long.
So unless you get hurt, that's your only break you're getting.
Yeah. You thought you took a lot of pain pills in the NFL? That's all they do over there.
Yeah.
They're on that shit all the time.
So, I mean, if he worked something out with them, I can see him doing.
He's like, no high jump off the fucking cage. No, he's like, just let me spear people. I'll be the new Goldberg.
I could see him like making a couple of appearances if he wants to try and do it.
Yeah.
But
the thing about him is because how big he is, how popular he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't have to like build his character up. He'll just come right in.
I'm Gronk. I'm the party.
Yeah. Yeah. He'd probably do that. Come out. He'd be the new Steve Austin. Just come out with a bunch of beers.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Gronk smash.
Is there anything that Is there any sport that we left out that we like should be keeping an eye on? We mostly just talk about football and basketball.
I mean,
baseball's trash. We should just avoid baseball altogether.
We talked about baseball already.
We talked about how hard, and that's the one and only time we'll talk about baseball.
Hey, how about the Mariners? Yeah, I don't watch baseball.
Yeah, I don't either. All I know is the Mariners fans are just sad every year.
Yeah. That could be because it rains here a lot.
Yeah.
You talk about UFC. I don't really keep up with that anymore. I used to keep up back in the day.
That's the thing. The UFC and boxing are my two biggest that I watch. But they just had the fights yesterday in Abu Dhabi. Khabib and Dustin Poirier.
I'm assuming Khabib won.
Khabib won in Khabib fashion. Just mauled Dustin. And you know who Tony Ferguson is?
The name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he's the only guy that I want to see Khabib fight. He's like, because Khabib's a wrestling guy, takes you down just ground and pounds.
He's the one who beat the crap out of McGregor, right?
Yeah. Khabib, yeah. And then Tony Ferguson's a guy who's got probably the best cardio out of anybody in the UFC roster, and his like ground game is really, really high end. So it's like that's the only, and they've tried to make that matchup like 4 times and it's been canceled 4 times. Just some weird shit just keeps happening every time. Some like last time they tried to make it, Tony Ferguson like tripped over a wire towards ACL. It was like random shit like that. But Dalvin Cook. That's your one pick this year. I think my pick is Deshaun Watson to have an outstanding year this year.
Yeah, no, like Deshaun Watson's good.
Who's your number 1 receiver? Who's the best receiver in the NFL?
Michael Thomas.
You think so?
Yeah.
In terms of just numbers?
Yeah, like I obviously I drafted him in fantasy, but even if Hopkins was available, because Hopkins did get taken right before him, I would have drafted Michael Thomas. Purely
because he's gonna get thrown 2 more, or in a PPR, or like.
I think catch rate wise, like both of those guys, when they get thrown the ball, they catch it.
Yeah.
Like if it's a catchable ball, it's a catch.
Nuke had 0 drops last year.
Yeah, and I'm pretty like Michael Thomas had like an 88% catch rate.
Yeah.
On his targets, which is crazy. I think Hopkins had a higher one though, obviously.
Yeah.
I just think those guys are amazing.
Yeah.
Like both of them.
I was gonna say I think D Hops is probably my choice for best receiver.
I like Thomas more because I think he has a better quarterback, the more proven quarterback.
Yeah.
So some guy did tell me that Drew Brees hasn't even thrown for 4,000 yards the last 2 years. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Really?
Yeah.
Huh. That's surprising.
Or had a lot of years. Yeah. So I didn't look it up, but.
How after his 50 touchdowns, 5,000 yard season, how do you think Mahomes gonna do this year?